Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm still day drinking. I'm also working out, so we're not like just getting, beer belly. And I talked to Mina today, and I talked to Keisha today. So Mina is my cousin. Keisha is her mother, who's also my cousin. Keisha is like one of my favorite cousins, her and Shayla. And Mina was at a graduation, like one of her friends' graduations, but she forgot to write. So we made a list of a ton of stuff last week that I wanted her to do to kind of become a little bit more independent. So I said in the last little snippy or whatever that she's not, like she doesn't have any allowance. She doesn't have a bank account. Her parents won't let her ride public transportation or go anywhere. She only lives 1.5 miles away from me, but like she can't even come downtown, right? And I'm like, dude, you're about to start high school, like you gotta learn how to do shit, like especially like she can't even come to me and she lives 1 mile away. That's nuts. With all the forms of transportation, scooters, bikes, buses, BARTs, it's like she could honestly walk. Like I literally walked to her apartment, anyway. So I was like, all right, Mina, let's work on getting you a bank account. So, I looked it up a couple of months ago. I was like, how do high schoolers get bank accounts nowadays? I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the Black community and actually the Latinx community too is like notoriously underbanked. Like for some reason, people just don't have bank accounts. It's so fucking weird. Like imagine, I had my first bank account when I was in like middle school, but like, like this, clearly like this. So the new debit cards are kind of dope. They don't even have the number on the front, they're on the back, and they're just like, they have the chip reader. They both have that. Like I've got, I don't know, maybe mine are blue because I have like business debit accounts or business. I have like 7 bank accounts, but whatever. And I manage all my banking on the mobile app, and you can literally see every transaction. And I'm always calling, disputing transactions and overdraft fees and shit like that. I'm sorry, I'm a bad adult. It's so nuts, like when people talk to me about the financial apps, because like, I worked at Intuit, so I literally worked on the team that like built, that supported and cleaned and parsed the data for the machine learning algorithms that go into like Intuit, that go into like QuickBooks, Mint. So I'm very familiar with finance. Like I got into data science at Acorns, which is like a financial investment app. I have this on my profile, but I guess people don't read. So yeah, when my first jobs were in finance, so I'm very familiar with fintech and the landscape. But also I just truly enjoy like mobile banking. I think it's just incredible. One thing I did, I couldn't understand, why a lot of people were using some of those like shared money apps. Like I could understand Square. To me, Square Cash is like the greatest app, the greatest financial app ever. Just the utility of Square Cash is so fucking easy because honestly, like Square just gets payment, and it really felt stupid to me that like where was I going with this? That there's another banking app that I'm thinking about, but they didn't actually basically create what Square Cash created. But they didn't, and it was weird. And I thought that they definitely should have. But I don't understand Venmo, and maybe like I think Venmo is for people who grew up without understanding what like they've never taken like an accounting class or had any business anything, so like they need to understand that like transactions are connected to amounts and how those add to oh, thank you so much, that looks delicious. Yay. Okay, so the pizza's here. Yeah, so they don't understand how, like money is connected to like there's a real financial amount, right, that is attached to every transaction. So it's like, I'll see some of my like friends' transactions. It'll be like $5 for, gas or something, paying this person for blah, blah, blah. And I guess it's because like maybe so many people in the past were accustomed to just getting shit for free. And now other people are starting to realize that you can like charge money for that thing that you were getting for free. So like now they're like, well, shit, I see other people paying for it and every single thing is a service. So now people aren't getting shit for free, and it's kind of like, okay, well, then maybe I should pay for shit too. Which makes sense, which is a great fucking idea. Because that's another thing too, which I feel like maybe more people will start to just understand, especially more women. I hope more women understand. Like, I think in high school, women should definitely first get a bank account and then get a job and get the money that you make from the job to go into the bank account. Just so you really like understand like that there's a cost associated with your labor. Like someone will pay you a particular amount to do a particular job. And probably in high school you don't have any skills yet, so it's gonna be a low amount, but it's still something, right? And because you're getting paid something for your time, you start to mentally put together that like time is money, because literally time is money. But if nobody's paying you for your time, like it does feel like a lot of kids are just going through school, high school, college, all types of shit where their parents are just footing the bill for everything. So they feel like everything's free. And then one day they're like expected to like join the real world and be accountable, and it's kind of like, no, I don't want to do that. No, no. So Oh, okay, so here's another thing that I think that some people don't understand. Okay, and I'm gonna like put this together because I think it's important. Like, some people are equating skinny to model. So like all skinny people are models. And then now in society, some people are equating skinny to wealth. So the more thin you are, the wealthier you are. Okay, so historically, fat equals money because fat people have more money to buy more food. That's why they're fat. In America, it's the opposite because like health is wealth, and overweight people tend to eat poorly because they don't understand nutrition, so they eat a lot of like McDonald's and other things that cause you to be fat. So that is why poor people are fat and thin people are known as like more wealthy and they're skinny. But let's take one more step back. Immigrant populations, and these are white, black, Asian, Hispanic, all immigrant groups, when they first land in America, they understand how to live off of food stamps. Like if the food stamp amount is $50 can feed a family of $50 a month can feed a family of 5. If you are trying to eat and survive, you could really survive off of like $10 you could survive for a month off $1. Like however much money you have in this country, you could survive off it. And if y'all want more hacks on how to do that, I could literally teach you how to do that, but that's another video for another day. But whatever the food stamp amount is, and I feel like right now it's something like $200 a month per person. So for a family of like 5, it would be like $500, but that's way more than enough money for a whole family to eat for a month. You just have to cook at home. You have to buy things at the grocery store and you have to cook them at home to make them taste good. So you have to like learn how to cook, and cooking is a skill, which is why so many people have opened restaurants here. It's just because they've been cooking at home for so long and they've gotten so good at cooking that now they can like teach other people who don't know how to cook. Because like if you spend all your time reading and writing, analyzing and thinking, you did not spend your time cooking while other people spend their time cooking. So now they're really good at cooking while you're really good at reading and writing. Everybody has different skills in the economy, and you can use your skills to get paid for whatever. Not the point. Let's go back to skinny and poverty. So we are some people, especially, this is why I encourage a lot of people, if you want to really understand what a model looks like, go to New York. Just being skinny does not a model make. So I know there's all these girls walking around in a size 0, size 2, being like, I'm a model. Like, no, you're not. Modeling is a lot about facial symmetry, skin, like how clear your skin is, not how white your skin is. Models come in all different shades. The whole point of a model is like, there are rich people, and there always have been, of every shade. So there's like black rich people, there's Asian rich people, there's Mexican or Latin American rich people, white rich people, right? They all look different, but the whole point of the model is to just show what if you have nothing else, just your body, right? Because like if you are technically at your peak health, then you don't have any body fat. If you're a girl, you just have like your boobs and your ass. You don't really have other body fat because it's not like necessary for like survival, right? The whole point is like to be at your peak health. And so if you are at a space in your body where you only have like, you know, the amounts of fat that you actually need and you don't have extra, then like you'd be really thin. And that's why, like, if you look at people, if you see pictures of people in Ethiopia and you see like exactly how they look, or people in Asia, right, and you see like they'll be like 89 and they'll be very thin, and everyone's always like, why do they live so long? It's because they only have enough nutrients to survive, because that's all you need. Anyway, it really did. Burnt all the way down. Okay, anyway, so, a really good idea of this is look at like, I don't even know what to call them, Arabian people, like the people from Iran. I don't want to call them sand niggers, that's like really rude, but like, you know, just the yellow people, they're like Arabian, I guess, Arabs, Armenians, there's so many different groups. Some of them are in North Africa, some of them are in like Iraq, Iran, Dubai, whatever. I don't know how to classify that. There's that group of people, but whatever those people are, all of those people are thin. They're like just really thin, but it's most of it is just because they're just real poor, like way like all. It's just like hella people who are just hella poor. Or look at India. India traditionally, right? Tons of brown people. Everybody's skinny. Everybody's not a model. Like that does not a model make. Like there are like 2 or 3 really gorgeous, you know, Indian girls or something, but it's not like all of India just like is genetically better. Like that, this is why when you talk about genetic variation, people are different. And I think the issue here is people have never seen the best of, right? Like people, where depending on where you are, like you've only seen an ugly black person, you've only seen like an ugly white person, you've only seen like an ugly Indian person, you've only seen an ugly Latin American person. So now you think that like all black people are like ugly, or all Latin American people are ugly, like whatever it is, right? Like for me, if you go to Richmond, for example, you'll see all the like fat ass Mexican people and you'll be like, oh my God, all Mexicans are ugly. But that's not true. If you actually go to Mexico and you'll be like, oh my God, there's like a beautiful Mexican girl. Like that's one instance, right? Every single place you will find like, well, there's like some, in every place on the globe, there's like a community that's wealthy. Wherever that wealthy community is, you will find very attractive people. This is true in Africa. I think WizKid is a great example here. Like, you know, with, what is it, Made in Ghana. If you've never seen Ghanaian people, like a lot of Ghanaian people are very, like they are very tall, like 7 feet, right? Like, and their skin is so clear, and it's just like, wow. Like if you've actually seen Ghanaian people, Ghanaian women, you're like, damn, they're hella beautiful. But if you see like one Ghanaian crackhead on the street in LA or whatever, you're like, oh my God, that's not a good representative of Ghanaian people. This is why social class and education is really important, because more wealthy people tend to flock toward educated spaces. So if you're poor, you're not going to be in spaces around wealthy people, and so basically you're not going to be in spaces around attractive people. It's just because like wealth and education are they're just heavily correlated. So like also, I think we need to have a real conversation about not just like education as this like open term, because like Berkeley girls and NYU girls are not the same as like University of Alabama girls. You know what I mean? You know, Nebraska State, Sonoma State. Like it's not. We're not talking about the same thing. Like these are like different realms. When you're talking about like models, supermodels go to like NYU. Walk around NYU campus and you'll be like, okay, yep, there's hella supermodels here. Like people really be like there's actual supermodels in the town, and there's some people who are like supermodel affiliates who also go there. There's some I think Berkeley girls are starting to look better, but you know, like, or like UCLA or USC, that's a good one. And USC has a large percentage of very attractive people. I honestly think UC Davis is a really good example of like acceptably like healthy looking people. Like whatever race the people are who go to like UC Davis, they look like, they're not like the finest people ever. They're definitely not the ugliest people ever either. They're just like, they just look like they've gotten every single thing that they need. Like they're like perfectly attractive. Not like supermodel drop dead gorgeous, but perfectly attractive. Like the ideal human. Which is kind of a goal, right? Here's another example. Go to San Francisco State. San Francisco State is like the McDonald's of America. I mean, people just look broke back. It's like the Brokeback community of the, you know, of the country. It's like, I don't know, the people, the D's of society. The rejects. It's like, everybody just shows up. Just show up. ironically enough, community colleges are becoming this like fresh off the boat spot where a lot of immigrants are very attractive, and a lot of them go to community college. I guess why was I getting there? I was equating body size to wealth and unpacking model skinny. Everybody who's skinny isn't attractive. Everybody who's skinny is not a model. Skinny does not a model make. Light skin and long hair does not a model make. You're looking for facial symmetry, clear skin, without blemishes, right? Facial symmetry is like huge, as in like, if I cut your face in half, does this side look like that side? You look at my face. I have a lot of facial symmetry. Bone structure. I'm not even at a good place right now because I've got a lot of stress. That's another thing. Bad food, it builds up in your like muscle. Bad food and stress, it builds up in your body and your muscles. And so sometimes people are fat, but not because of actual fat. It's actually because of like tension, stress, fibroids, and shit like that. And like, that's awful. That's real bad, but yeah. There are lots of things that some people could do. Like, I think some people are starting to understand more now with the like, you know, drink your tea movement. Like green tea does a really good job of detoxing. It can get out a lot of the garbage that your food probably has. Or just cooking at home. Cooking your meals at home. Eating them. I also really hope we get away from this like popularizing thick. Thick is just fat. Bitches are just fat. They're not thick. They're just fat. If you're talking about boob size, maybe that's like 1 pound of fat. If you're talking about people who are like 30, 50 pound, 100 pound overweight, they aren't thick. They're just fat. It isn't the same thing. Like my boobs are 34D. Like I have boobs, but all the other places don't need the fat, right? A pound of fat in your ass is a pound of fat in your ass. But when your thighs are like, you know, that's not thick. That's just fat. Vegetables and seafood will make you thick. Or meats and meat and potatoes, right? Eggs, milk. The women out here that I see are not thick. They're just fat. There's a difference. But I get it. Like some men are really into like chunky asses, which is like seems to be a thing. I don't understand that, but like also I'm not a dude, so I can't like, I don't know. This is real good. Everywhere I go, baseball's on. So I didn't open the tab, and I kind of closed it. And I wish I would have opened the tab and also ordered only one slice instead of two.